KJ Spin, Coach Jake White, the floor is open.
Jake, did you age a bit during that game? That must have been very frustrating.
Yeah, Ken, I mean, I obviously did. I mean, you don't want to win games like that. But saying that, I'm really, really proud. I'm really proud that, the boys stuck at it. I think there was a lot of opportunities that you saw. I think we disallowed, 4 tries were disallowed. I think at one stage we had made 20 tackles. They'd make something like 115 or 120 tackles in the first half. So we made it hard for ourselves. But I've said before the game, it's a good team, the Stormers. Really good team. Lots of Springboks all over the field. Coaching staff been together for about 6 years. A lot of them coached them at junior level. So yeah, I mean, I always knew it was going to be a tough game. So I mean, I have aged, but I'm really chuffed that we got the result.
Jake, can you just enlighten us about Dwayne's injury, the extent and nature of it?
Look, Jan, it doesn't look too good, I must say. I mean, he's a tough guy, and for him to say he wants to come off, obviously it's not ideal. But we obviously, I mean, we know that if he does say he's sore, then it means something. So yeah, he said he's feeling a bit sore. He did hurt it, but it's a different injury. He hurt it a couple of weeks ago. So I'm hoping for his sake. I mean, obviously he's got ambitions of being involved in the Springbok side tomorrow night and getting selected and then playing against the Lions. So I'm hoping for his sake. It's obviously just a minor twist in his ankle.
Jake, hi there. The flip side to that, Marcel looks like he's been playing rugby in South Africa for ages and not his first game back.
Geez, Leighton, I got to say, I mean, it's unbelievable. That guy is, he took over captaincy. So we're literally gone from arriving at the club, not knowing anybody, not knowing the game plans, not knowing all the calls that we have, and the next thing he's captain. And the feedback I got from the players was he was unbelievable. The way that he led them, the way he spoke to them, and I mean, you saw, he played 80 minutes. He's just come back from a long-term injury. So, I mean, he was phenomenal. I'm looking forward to having him around for a long period of time because he's obviously signed a long-term deal with us, which is exciting.
Jake, the scrums, especially the last scrum, obviously went your way. In general speaking, are you satisfied with the scrums? You had a full Springbok front row that you had to scrum against.
Yeah, Simon, I think, I'm sure you noticed, but I said to you last week we'll sort the scrum out, and I thought the way we managed the scrum, we took away all their power by going through Channel 1 and getting the ball out quickly, so we didn't have situations where the ref could make a call, obviously in those 50-50 calls, or when they could really give us some scrum power. And I thought we moved them around nicely, so they weren't quite sure when we were going to have a go or when we were going to move the ball away. And credit to the coaching staff because it's another string to our bow. We are the Bulls. We like to scrum. We like to have first phase dominance. We like to have a pack of forwards that like to scrum and maul. But as I said to the players, I thought it was a great tactical awareness of how you manage the game by moving the ball away from the scrums. And then we really needed one, Simon, at the end there. I mean, we go and get a scrum penalty and win the game. So, yeah, I mean, it's very pleasing that the sort of homework and the planning we did as a group and as a coaching staff actually paid some dividends.
Jake, and also you must be quite pleased with how the attack went, even though perhaps you didn't get the rewards that warranted how the guys were able to stretch the Stormers with ball in hand.
Yeah, Shaq, I think we're a little bit naive when we had 13 men against us. I thought we probably let the ball go wide before I think the backs probably thought with 2 backs off, they could just get the ball through their hands and go around them. It didn't happen. I think they defended really well with 13 men. I think that they fanned out and they closed the space on the outside. So we got caught a few times with, Cornell and Marco Janse van Vieren. We got caught, and Stravina and those guys caught behind the advantage line. As soon as we sort of went through the middle, I think you saw the last try there. We played with the forwards, then we obviously opened up some holes there. So, yeah, it's a learning thing for us. I think, again, I said to them afterwards, we've got to be clever about understanding. It's not just as simple when teams have backs off that you just go to the edge. You've got to sometimes go through the middle as well to make sure that you compress the defense and obviously create space outside. But, yeah, I mean, it's it's a technical thing and a tactical thing, and I'm sure we'll review that on Monday and have a long chat about what happens if we play a team and we get the same sort of scenarios.
Jake, was there a stage in the second half that you thought that's the end of the unbeaten run at Loftus, or did you?
No, Kobus. No. I think. No, I can tell you, I don't think like that. You know, I mean, I said to them at halftime, we'll win this game. You got to believe, and I said to them afterwards. You know, I saw in their eyes that they believed me. And I saw in their eyes that we had created so many opportunities. It's a special group of players, Kobus. You know, I think again they haven't fluked it. They've done it many, many times. They've shown teams, you know, that they don't lie down and die. And I said to them afterwards, well, I say to you guys, that's why we watch rugby. That's why we coach rugby. It's moments like this. You know, it's always nice to win the big games and always nice to win by comfortable margins. But to come back from 17-7 against a really classy Stormers side that you know obviously have won in the death twice in a row now in the last two games says massive amounts for the group. You know, it says a lot about the belief of the coaches, the belief of the support staff, and obviously, you know, the belief of the players. I mean, we're going to learn out of that, and there's going to put that in our memory bank, because in the next couple of years, I'm sure we're going to be in the same situation. And if we keep believing like we do, it's fantastic for a coach to be surrounded by those kind of players and those kind of people.
Jake, just a word on another.
Sorry.
Carry on, Kenya.
Sorry, thanks. Jake, just a word on another individual, if you will. Ron Norkier, apart from Franco Mostert, is there another guy around who's got the sort of engine that guy has?
Yeah, Ken, look, I mean, I think we're very blessed in South Africa producing lock forwards. You know, I've been lucky enough, I was in Montpellier and I coached Paul Willemse and Jacques Duplessis, and then there's Nicholas Janssen van Rensburg that's there as well. And you know, look around the world, we've produced so many locks that are playing all over the world, you know. So to have another youngster like him, he's relatively young still, I think he's only 22 or 23 years old, to have him still growing and developing as a player, I think there's still a lot for him to get right. But, you know, he saw tonight, you know, you saw tonight and he saw tonight that if he does those things well, you know, then he can get some results. So, yeah, I'm really chuffed for him. And he runs the line out for a young guy. I mean, he comes in, runs the line out, new captain, and he's still, you know, still sort of confident enough to run that show. So I'm sure, Ken, he'll grow and he'll get better and better and better. I mean, he needs to put on some weight. I'm still relatively young, but probably get married soon and put on some weight.
Sorry, Jake, I was just going to ask about a big night tomorrow night, obviously, with South African rugby and a few guys with a bit of a nervous wait now. Your guys have obviously done all they can before that squad announcement. But just, you know, how significant a moment is it for these guys, and just your message to the players who are waiting, and if they do get that call-up, of what a special moment it is, and to the guys who just miss out as well, and how devastating that is. You know, we've seen some videos coming out of Europe about the guys that miss out and how much it means to them.
Yeah, Lloyd, look, you would know this, that I mean, having been there and coached, I think it's a very big moment for any boy who gets picked to play for South Africa, who gets picked in the Springbok side, or even in an extended squad. So I'm sure there will be a couple of players. I'm sure all of them will be, you know, looking forward to the opportunity that maybe their names get called out. Part of us here at the Bulls is to produce Springboks. I mean, again, part of my brief to the board is the more Springboks we produce, the better our program is. The better our program is, the more, you know, easier it is to recruit players. So, yeah, I'm sure there'll be some that miss out. But we're sitting with a World Cup champion team. You know, we're sitting with a team that's been there and done it. So there won't always be opportunities. I read somewhere today that it's a little bit of much of a muchness in terms same old. In other words, you know, there's no use going away from too many things. The Springbok side hasn't played since 2019. And we'll just work hard. You know, if a guy loses out, we'll just keep pushing and keep developing him, and hopefully he'll get a chance. So, but, you know, I'm sure it's a massive honour for everyone tomorrow night to listen to their names get called out. And as you quite rightly say, you know, in Europe, when it doesn't get called out, if it does get called out, you know, it's exciting. So hopefully we'll get a couple of guys' names called out tomorrow that can enjoy their weekend.
Jake, just to latch onto that, Cornell's been absolutely outstanding. You mentioned that some guys will not get a look in and other things. Do you think there's more that he can do to warrant a look in? Where do you feel he is at the moment?
Leighton, I don't know if I'm allowed to or if I'm supposed to, but I think there is work at play with him and SA Rugby to sort out that whole dispute that they had. And I think that once that happens, there will be openness from SA Rugby, obviously to include him. I think it's difficult when you have a guy like him who's obviously, I think he had litigation incident now with them in terms of, but he's seen the light. I mean, I think I've chatted to him and said, don't go and lose opportunities. So I'm hoping that common sense will prevail. I think that the process has already started. I think again, SA Rugby and whoever's involved in those decisions have met with Cornell and his obviously legal staff. And I think it all bodes well for South Africa, because I think that he's got so much to offer. He plays so many positions. He's experienced. He's played 7. So I'm hoping that in the next couple of days, if he misses out, at least we'll sort something out. That at least he gets another crack. So yeah, he's on the same page later. And as I said, it's very difficult for me to give you the detail, but he's on the same page. He appreciates that he doesn't want to miss opportunities now that he's enjoying his rugby and playing so well.
Final question, thank you.
Anything else, guys?
Can I jump onto that one as well? Jacob, just in terms of it seems like you guys have perfected the game you want to play. It's just that minor errors that sometimes creep in.
Yeah.
You've spoken about fixing it. How far off do you think you are getting that? Because you're so good on attack, and the forwards get you that ball to attack.
Mm. Yeah, well, Leighton, I mean, we always look for the perfect game, and I think every team tries to get that perfect 80 minutes, and it's tough, I mean, you're playing opposition, but the realistic thing for me, Leighton, is that we've got a very, very new group of players. I mean, today our captain that was our captain at the end of the game was playing in his first game. You look at the centre combinations of Cornell and Marco Janse van Vieren. I mean, we usually have Stedman Gans there. The wingers, we had Kirkley Orense that played. We had Arno Botha who played. So, it's going to take time. It's going to take time. And the answer to that question is when, and no one knows. I mean, it's going to come. And the more we play together and the more we train together, obviously the quicker it will come. So, yeah, I mean, we spend a lot of time with combinations and making sure those combinations are settled at training. And that's why you saw today as well, when you lose 1 or 2 key players, some things just don't, are not the same. Whether it's Herschel Jantjies leaving the field, you've now put a new 10 on in Tim Swiel, all of a sudden you change your 9, and it's no one's fault. It just takes a while, takes a couple of, probably, I suppose, a couple of minutes and a couple of sequences for them to find their feet. And hopefully, if you're the defensive side, you put them under pressure and you get the ball back. So, yeah, it's something we're working on, and obviously when you get results like this, I said it earlier, it obviously boosts the confidence and it boosts the sort of gears inside the team, and then they really want to come and work harder. So yeah, I mean, we're enjoying the fact that we're on a roll, and we're enjoying the fact that these players are bonding well together and enjoying their rugby.
Okay, thank you very much.
Jake.
Yes.
Can I ask one quick question?
Sure, Ken.
The Stormers were incredibly quick off the defensive line tonight. But you guys, I mean, the Stormers scored 4 tries and a lot of them seemed a little soft. Do you think the defence could have been a bit more proactive, getting up there a little bit quicker?
From our side?
Yeah.
Ken, look, I mean, I don't want to be critical. I think the one try came from a drop pass and they kicked the ball through. So defensively, I mean, we had the ball there. Second one, they kicked an up and under. The up and under. They caught it out the air. The next one was a kickoff that we didn't exit properly. We kicked the ball across the field to Tim Swiel, who used Speckman on the edge. So again, there was probably the wrong time to chase up aggressively, because Trevino got caught in no man's land by going too hard. And then obviously the last try, as I said, we dropped a kickoff. I mean, the ball bounced in between Cornell and the lock, and they basically got a turnover and built some pressure. So, yeah, I don't think it was a defensive error or a change in the way we defend. I think we probably got caught a little bit because they're good players. I mean, there are 5 of those guys who Springbok Sevens players in that back line, and if you give them space and time and opportunities to actually keep the ball in hand, you're gonna have to defend well. So, yeah, it was a different challenge for us, Ken. It was a different challenge with that back line. I mean, I always knew that, and that's why we had to nullify their forwards by playing the way we did. So, yeah, very chuffed with the way we've sort of finished the game, and very chuffed that we get 5 points and we can again control our destiny for next week.
Okay, thank